What is up, Hash Nation? We're talking about the top 3 most important things you need to know about cryptocurrency going into 2019 so that you can be successful, your family can be successful, and heck, you can just be a happier person overall, because we all know 2018 has sucked pretty badly. Let's hash it out. Like I said in the intro, guys, we are going to be talking about the top 3 tips that I have for you to be successful in cryptocurrency in 2019, things you need to know, things you need to be thinking about, and we're going to dive into those in just 1 second. But if it's your first time here and we are just meeting, my name is Forrest. I am a blockchain developer in industry, and I started this YouTube channel to help you build your knowledge, boost your cryptocurrency gains, and help you join the movement towards our distributed, decentralized future. And if that sounds good to you, you want to smash that subscribe button like you mean it and click that little bell notification button as well so that you'll be notified when I post new videos and we can hang out every single week when I post new content. Thank you so much in advance. Let's dive into the video. The first tip that I have for you is one that I've repeated on this channel, and I know that gets annoying, but it is the most important one, and I've got a twist on this tip this time around. Now, that first tip is to be educated, and I know that a lot of people say this, and you probably want to click off the video right now, but do not do so because this is a little different this time. Being educated means that you obviously go out and you do your research, you do your reading, you get to understand the projects that you might want to invest in. And also it's researching when bad news comes out, trying to understand if that's valid or not, analyzing the biases that those news outlets might have towards that certain project. Now, obviously, that's easier said than done. It takes time, it takes effort. And obviously it's hard to then differentiate between biased news that you're doing your research with. So how do we go about that? Now, I have a certain process that I go through to try and evaluate different projects and to just feel like I'm getting educated myself. So that being said, how can you implement tip number 1? Now, my recommendation to you is first and foremost, watch YouTube videos. There are so many different amazing cryptocurrency YouTubers out there, and there are a lot of different opinions that you can listen to when you go out there on YouTube and you search your cryptocurrency token. So my first stop is always YouTube. I jump on and I go to the people that I trust the most, like Crypto Zombie, he's a baller, Crypto Candor is great, BitBoy is great. There are so many, I couldn't even list them on this video. And the reality is a lot of these folks, they go on there and they give their opinions. And again, I say opinions. But getting educated really involves learning about other people's opinions and why. Focus on the why. Not just, I think this coin is great, you should go buy it. That's not good advice. That's not a good video that you should be just, oh, well, I'm just gonna go buy it because they said to go buy it. Understand why they say that. Understand why they love that token so much. What's the problem that they're trying to solve with this project? What is the implementation like? How far along are they? Do they have a project? What's the team like? These are things that these YouTubers will be sharing with you. They should be sharing with you. And at the end of the day, that's gonna help you make your first determination about whether or not you like this cryptocurrency. And finally, you wanna take that information that you've learned on those videos and do a little bit more digging. Maybe there's some terminology that you didn't know about in the video. Maybe they're talking about a consensus algorithm that you've never heard of. You can go out there and do research about that and understand why it was created, what it's for, what its benefits are over other consensus algorithms. And at the end of the day, you're gonna learn so much just from this one path on your research, and it's gonna be amazing. I think you'll blow yourself away with how much you can learn following this process. So what's really happening is you're looking at the macro level, the high level. Do I like this cryptocurrency coin or this group of cryptocurrency coins or tokens? And then from there, you're taking things you may not have known in those videos that you're watching on YouTube or the articles that you're reading on blogs, and you're drilling down and you're getting really into the micro, the smaller details of those cryptocurrency tokens and what they mean. And that's how you learn a ton. It's amazing how fast you become an expert, and obviously an expert is not someone who knows everything and stops learning. It's someone who continuously learns and never stops. This isn't about technical analysis or reading charts or any of that stuff. This is about understanding the token or the coin itself and the project that is behind it, because that is the first and most important thing to understand when you're thinking of investing in something. You've, in my opinion, have to understand it inside and out to the best of your abilities. So that is tip number one. Let's jump into tip number two. Tip number two is don't invest emotionally. This is something that is absolutely true in every single investment that you can make, whether it's with family, whether it's in the stock market, whether it's in crypto. No matter what you are investing in, investing emotionally is what gets you into trouble. And I'm gonna give you guys an example of this. I worked with someone in my job as a blockchain developer, very fantastic person, very caring of other people, and he was telling me about a friend that he had that in December of 2017, as you guys know, when all the crypto markets were at ridiculous prices, like sensational prices, the media couldn't stop talking about it, it was insane. This guy was telling me, he's like, I'm really worried about my friend. He just refinanced his house, he took a loan out against his car, and he put all of his money in XRP. He put all of his money into XRP. And to me, my heart sank because I realized that we had gotten to the point of sensationalism in the marketplace, that people were emotionally charged thinking, I'm gonna make a fortune and I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna take care of my family forever by making this one bold, risky move. And I said to my friend at work, I said, if you have any influence over this guy, tell him if he can get out of it to stop. Take the money out, call the loans, pay it all back, don't do it. This is a terrible, terrible, terrible idea, because at the end of the day, that's an emotional decision. It's being emotionally attached to the concept of being rich and being able to retire right away, being able to buy your mom a house or something like that. Whatever it is that you're emotionally attached to makes you make rash decisions and not think about the consequences. What you have to do is think about at the end of the day, what if this bet does not pay off? On the other side of the coin, pun intended, what if this bet doesn't pay off? What if I have to pay that loan back over time and all of that money in the market that I put is gone, right? What if all of that is gone and I've got to pay this back with my monthly wages? Is that possible? And guys, this seems absolutely 100% common sense, but human beings are human beings, and I'm guilty of this as well. Just even recently, when all the markets were tanking and tanking and tanking, and I'm thinking to myself, there's no way that I can let this opportunity pass. So I'm gonna invest more than I may be comfortable with, more than I necessarily want to invest, because I can't miss this opportunity. It kind of brings in fear of missing out, right? FOMO. Completely the wrong move. And I had to take a step back and I said to myself, this is not going to make or break your life. If you miss this particular opportunity, don't overextend just to take advantage of an opportunity. Think about what risk you're willing to take and what you're comfortable with. And if you lose it all, you won't lose sleep over it and you'll be okay. You can pay your mortgage, you can pay off your credit cards, you can eat normally and all that sort of thing. That is the key to investing in anything. So going into 2019, what does this mean for you? How can you implement this? The key is to have a good understanding of exactly what your risk tolerance is. How much money can you reasonably stand to lose if your bet does not pay off? How much money can you reasonably forfeit in the meantime, such that your investment carries weight, but also that your family and you are taken care of, so that you guys have the money you need to feed yourselves, to survive, right? That is how you can stop yourself from overdoing it and getting wrapped up in the emotions. If you have a set amount that you're willing to invest at any given time, and you will not go over that, that will protect you from that emotional decision. And that goes the same way for people who invest emotionally in the market. They hear one YouTuber say that XRP is going to the moon, so you dump everything into XRP, like right away, and you don't do any research. That goes back to tip number one, being educated, but that's number two, you invested emotionally. You heard one opinion, you heard one person waxing poetic about this, and you just went for it. You've got to take a step back and think about What are the risks? What are the potential rewards? Do I have the money to do this? Do I even believe in XRP? And that's one of the key things that I've always tried to implement, especially after this craziness in 2017 where prices were sky high and no one could lose. We're now in a place where people who invested emotionally are really hurting, and it breaks my heart, to be honest. I really wish that it didn't get to that point. But alas, in 2019, let's not repeat the mistakes that we made and take a new approach going forward. And tip number 3, guys, is follow up. I think this is one that you probably haven't heard very often, if at all. And when I say follow up, I mean follow up on some of the projects that you may have written off in the past, that you may have said, this is not worth its scratch. This is not good enough for me, not happy, not having it. Follow up with those projects. Go back, read up what have they accomplished over the last year maybe that you haven't looked at their project. Have they come out with an MVP, a minimum viable product? Have they changed the whole structure of their project? Heck, maybe they're just completely gone. Maybe they failed and you were right. At any rate, learn from those experiences. Maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised and you say, actually now, 1 year later, I actually really want to invest in you because I believe in your roadmap now and I see what you're trying to accomplish. Or you go back and you say, see, I was right. My intuition was correct on this. This project failed and I understand now why they failed. And you can take either one of those things forward to help you make more informed decisions on the next coin that you may come across, the next project that you may come across that you want to invest in, or you might not. And following up is more than just going online and reading a CoinDesk article. As a developer, I love to go on their GitHub page and I like to poke through code. Maybe they have example applications. They have other people building things on the platform. That's something that I love to see. Are developers taking an interest? Are other developers that want to build apps, are they building things on this platform? Are they working with this project? Those are great things to see. Follow up on Reddit, follow up on YouTube. Start a conversation and see, how is the community doing? Is the community still behind this project, or have they left it behind and are they pretty much just operating alone now? These are all really great things that you can easily do in this awesome modern day of social media. You can always go online and you can talk to people about what they think. And again, this harkens back to tip number 1 again, obviously being educated, but obviously there are people who hate everything and there are people who love everything, and usually the answer is right in between those two things. You're always gonna have people that hate a project that you're looking at, people that love it, and you're gonna wanna find that middle ground between those two opinions to find the truth most often. And one easy way to implement this in 2019 is to just go into your portfolio, log into Binance, wherever you have your cryptocurrencies, and scroll through. You may find things that you invested in that you kind of forgot you invested in, because the reality is that happens a lot. Just go through and say, okay, I've got 50 tokens of this particular coin here. Let me go back and check it out. Let's see what this is all about. Do I want to hold on to these coins? Do I want to ditch them? Do I want to maybe double down and invest a little bit more? Those are decisions that you can make when you just go through each coin in your portfolio, each token in your portfolio, and just kind of follow up. Check them out, see what they're doing. Are there new dApps that they've developed? Are they on the mainnet now and they weren't before? Are they adding new team members that are very impressive? Have they generated more venture capital funding? All of these things can help you make more informed decisions going forward, and it will also enrich your knowledge of the tokens in your own portfolio, not to mention helping you make better decisions for other tokens and coins as you get more experience learning about these projects. Question of the day. Hit that YouTube card above to let me know what you think of my top 3 tips and which one is your favorite. Tip number 1, tip number 2, or tip number 3. And of course, if you don't care, hit that don't care button. I understand. No harm done. I wish you all of the best in the new year, all of the best in 2019. Thank you guys, as always, for watching my videos. 2018 has been a really rough year in cryptocurrency, a really rough year in, my personal life. I know a lot of other people have had a rough time as well. But you know what? We're going into a new year, new beginning. all that gushy cliche stuff that we all love whenever there's a new year. And I would be super appreciative if you watch some more of my content. I've got a Token Talk Tuesday series that I know that a lot of people have told me they like, as well as a Fact or FUD Friday series that people also really like. So you can check those both out here on the screen with these cool interactive buttons that you can click. And don't forget to subscribe and leave me a comment below to let me know what you think of this video and my content in general. Cheers, guys. Happy New Year. Adios.